No matter the weather, Alexandria Emergency Hospital is always here for you. Rain or shine, our doors are open 24/7 to provide the care you and your loved ones need fast. Every second counts, and Alexandria Emergency Hospital is here to help you through any storm.
Hey, good evening once again. We have some warnings popping here. Severe thunderstorm warning, not tornado warnings, but we have tornado possible tags on it. Let's go ahead and dive right into both of these warnings. This one up here into DeSoto and Red River Parish into northern Natchitoches, that goes until 6:45. This is our new one. This one is for Sabine and Natchitoches Parish until 6:45 for these storms out here. Let me pop the lightning on real quick. We got about 350 strikes in the last 15 minutes, and you can see this one right here, the one that's crossing just to the west of our camera. I think it's time to go take a look at that. Ooh, what a sky. A red sky at night, though, you know, Natchitoches. All right, maybe Sailor will be delighting in that. Let's go ahead and take a look at Toledo Bend, though. Well, let's not. It's going crazy there. Let me pull up. I see that south-southwest at 13. But I'm thinking we probably went higher than that. So let me see what we have on the gusts. Just pulling it up on the website. It's like you guys can do. It's all freely available, and feel free to get on there and enjoy. 15 right now. They did have a gust to 56 earlier. On this one, though, the highest gust has been 26. And since we can't see much on that, I'm going to go ahead and hop on over to back to the radar. That storm has a ton of lightning in it, as does the one, well, actually, that's the main one on lightning. And that just shows us what is, you know, that shows us the intensity of the updraft. We have a lot of things bumping into each other, rain and hail and all that stuff aloft. Probably not seeing any hail. I've left the camera up right now. I'm watching that one just to see if I see anything. But I'm going to stick with you here on the radar side of things because I like to have multiple monitors going with all kinds of things. In fact, I need to pull this one up too. And everyone on Earth is texting. It's just one of those days, you know? So we have severe thunderstorm warnings going right now. I'll read you the text on that one, that latest one, in just a second here. All right. Not seeing anything. Actually, I need to go to Shreveport. Let me look at that. Okay, so we have our warnings going. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. Have a lot going up to the north. Tornado warnings, flood warnings. Bad news up there as they've really had some flooding problems. So now they're putting tornadoes on top of that. So for us back here, again, this is the storm with loads of lightning. Let me get that off so we don't have to just stare at the lightning. This is crossing Toledo Bend right now, right there around Highway 6, right there where the camera is. Just trying to see what this, there's a new discussion that came out, so just looking at this real quick. Continue to monitor for positive. All right, nothing, not learning much there. So here are your severe storms, and I'm watching these as well. Like I talked to you about this from time to time on these, the shape of the storm, and we're watching that closely here in Alexandria. In fact, I'm going to actually check this without having to do it to y'all. I'm going to go and check the camera. Here in Alexandria, we have rain kind of obscuring things, but I'm going to keep that up as I have it pointing west toward that cell. So yeah, lots to talk about, lots going on. Put in chat here. Okay, so let's take a look at the rotation here, storm relative velocity. We're not seeing a ton on this, but it's really close to the radar. So if we saw something there, that would be not good because we're only... Right here on this cell, we are about 500, 600 feet up in the air. So if we see strong rotation, chances are that would be on the ground. Let me go to the Lake Charles radar, if I can find my cursor. It's somewhere. There we go. Yeah, that's good. Not seeing anything, you know, really crazy there. You can see that broad, weak rotation with these cells that are moving across Sabine and Natchitoches Parish. Let's take a look at it. That actually looks a little bit more intense there. This is the one, again, crossing there near Toledo Bend. So I'll be when there's an updated scan. Let's see. And our camera is right... It's up around here. So there's that bridge that goes across. It's right around here, this area. So let me turn that to the south, actually. So I'm going to have to do some tricks here. Hey, Miss Janice, how you doing? I see you watching. All right. It's easier than me texting everyone in the family. All right. I am moving this camera. I'm doing this behind the scenes so I don't just continually, you know, annoy you with this stuff. So I'm just moving it down to the southwest, more toward the south here, and I'm going to watch that cell as it continues on toward the northeast here. This is the cell we're looking at. Camera is in rain, but this thing's going to be coming right up overhead, that rotation is. So let me put that in motion over the last 30 minutes. You can see where we're talking about here. There's your rotation that's probably going to go just southeast of where that camera site is. And this is, we're talking in this one, 4,600 feet up. So that's much different. You can see rotation in the mid-levels like that, but until you get those down at lower levels, that's, that's not showing me that there's a tornado imminent. If I saw that at 500 or 600 feet, well, we'd have something different to talk about. But as it stands right now, not seeing anything with that. But I have the camera up there. I have your comments and all that stuff coming through as well. So yeah, that's what we have with severe thunderstorm warning number 1 here. Well, actually number 2, I guess, because that one was issued just before it. You can see a little rotation in that storm. There's actually 3 cells in here, 1, 2, 3, and you can see that with the rotation signatures there on radar. So there's your 1, 2, 3. That is from the Shreveport radar. I'm going to go a little closer to home here and take a look at these. Again, these storms out ahead have really not gotten going just yet, and that's just fine by me because we have more favorable conditions out here than back along this line. And it's not bad along the line. I mean, I think we're going to see some pretty solid favorable conditions for that severe weather there as well. And yeah, so that's where the winds are going to start to kind of veer around, though. You have kind of a brief window for these cells to go severe before that front takes it over, and you get those storms right behind the front, and that's what we want to see. We want to see storms that are right behind the front. They get undercut. It's harder to get a tornado with those. This stuff out here, it's in the open warm sector. That can tap into all kinds of warmth and instability and moisture. So we are going to, if we get the lift to combine with these ingredients, then we are going to get those showers and storms to quickly become severe. I think more of that's going to happen into Mississippi and northeast Louisiana. So if you are up that way, say you're up around Monroe, tune into my friend Jared Floyd. He'll be up there. I think he's got a few more months, but he's up there tonight. I know they had a Mardi Gras parade, and a lot of the people up in Monroe from that TV station were on the float, so they kind of dodged that one. It looks like I'm hoping that parade's over by now. Down here, we have cells in Western Rapides Parish. I'm watching them. I'm watching them on the camera. I'm watching this one here on Toledo Bend on the camera as well, but not seeing any signs of rotation or anything too crazy just yet. Yeah, if you're looking, well, you know what? Let me turn I'm just going to turn this one just a little bit more to the southwest. So if you're watching, you'll see those cameras move. It looks weird sometimes when you get a raindrop on them. Kind of puts a dark spot and kind of scares me like something's happening, but it's not. So, yeah, 2 severe thunderstorm warnings going right now. Let me give you the latest. This one is for southern Natchitoches. And a good chunk of Sabine Parish. That's this warning right here. That's for 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and small hail. Severe thunderstorm was located 5 miles southeast of Milam, or 37 miles southeast of Center, moving northeast at 55. These things are hauling. They're moving quickly. It's going to be near Natchitoches, Milam, Manny's, Wally, Hemp Hill, Campty, Rosevine. Oh, hadn't heard of that one. Allen, Florine, Provençal, Natchez, Clarence, Noble, Fisher, Robeline, Powhatan, Mount Carmel, Negrete, Belmont, and Marthaville. So all those communities, that's where these storms are coming. Again, we have 3 severe cells or potentially severe cells with this one right up here over Red River and DeSoto Parish that's moving into extreme northern Natchitoches Parish, and then these 2 cells down here across Sabine that are going to move toward Natchitoches as well. Let me go ahead and look at the Natchitoches camera. I'm looking back here just so if I see something crazy. It's a weird sky up there, let me tell you. I'm gonna bring you back in on this one in just a second. I just want to move this around and see if I see anything. But I'll go back up towards Sibley Lake. Oh, I wish I would have had that. Some lightning. Let's go to the Natchitoches camera. Toledo is still raining. We got a crazy looking sky there. Looking over Sibley Lake, I can actually zoom this out. Oh yeah, that's me moving it. It lags a little bit. And maybe I'll get the lightning. There it was. Cool. Okay, good. We got that because it lags a little bit. All right, let me zoom out. Northwest. We want as big of a view as we can get. And that will that'll arrive for you here in a second. But actually, that's a better view. It just shows you kind of the creepy looking clouds and the lightning. Once I zoom out here, give it a few seconds, and you'll have some lightning that pops on those. But yeah, it's just a wild looking sky out there, and I'm going to make sure there were no warnings that are popping in or anything here. There we go. It's zooming out. Give it a second to focus. All will come together, trust me. And then we have our cells out around Toledo Bend right now. But yeah, there's your lightning flashing, and 75 degrees, dew point 64 out there. So the dew point, actually, with these lower dew points, we kind of mixed a little bit of that moisture out in the low levels. To me, that means we're going to have an easier time transporting damaging wind to the surface. Might trim down the tornado threat just a little bit, which I don't think it's a terribly high threat locally. And again, if you're south of Rapides, of Oils, and Vernon Parish, you're not even in the tornado watch. So it doesn't mean you can't see something, but right now this is looking from Turpin Stadium across Sibley Lake, and it looks a little creepy out there. So I'm going to just check on a couple others. Actually, now that we're in the system, I can do this. Here is Toledo Bend right now. Wind speeds, looks like it's 16 miles per hour. The rain has let up just a little bit, but I still probably wouldn't want to be out there hanging out on the lake right now. Yeah, southwest at 14, and then we'll check Alexandria because we have that cell just west of town. Then we'll go back to the radar. But yeah, some creepy looking clouds. We don't see anything that's imminently dangerous here, but see how the dew point's a little higher, a little more moisture here available at low levels. 68 degrees on that dew point, 74 southeasterly winds. And we really don't like that because that means with westerly flow aloft, southeast here, westerly flow there. Let me see if I can show you. I mean, it's just that crossover like that. Oops, now I'm knocking everything around. It's more than if you have a southwesterly and a westerly, there's just not as much turning. So that additional turning in the low levels, that's going to potentially cause some problems. Let's go ahead and take a look at radar now that it's been a couple of minutes. We still have severe thunderstorm warnings going for Natchitoches, 2 of those for Natchitoches Parish. Imagine living, let's see who's not in it. You're not in the warning. If you're in Ajax right now, you are living good because you're right in between the 2 warnings. King Hill, you are the king of the hill this evening. Thunderstorms continue, though, to start to look a little worse there. This one heading in toward Manny. Let's take a look at velocity data. Pulling up all the comments. All right, you're watching it, Elmer? Yes. I've received 100 messages. Let's see. Why does Natchitoches look so pretty the day you leave for Natchez? Well, I don't know. It's pretty, but it's a severe thunderstorm. So that was a heck of a sky out there. And again, if you want to look at it, go to Hazcams, go to Cenla Weather, go to the app or anything like that. But I want to take a look at this storm in Manny right now and take a look at what we have. And we're, again, pretty close into the radar site here. So let's see what we have on storm relative velocity. That does not look like much of anything. So good news there. We're going to go higher up into the storm. Still have the rotation, although it is broad there southwest of Manny, but nothing that says to me that they're going to be issuing a tornado warning anytime soon on that cell. This one here, about to clip northern Natchitoches Parish near Ashland. You're going to see some of that heavier rainfall and possibly some isolated damaging wind with these storms. And let me go back. Actually, I want to see what that cell. Okay, nothing going with that one in northwest Rapides. So we will go back to this radar. So these storms, they have that look, but they're not doing anything. And that we get a lot of that this time of year with those cooler shelf waters. I really think that's what helps to kind of keep some of this stuff tamped down. Now, there are a couple more storms down here trying to get going, so we'll see what happens with those. But for now, the most intense, which it looks like the lightning's actually backing off a little bit, that's over Sabine Parish. We were at 357 a little while ago. I know the map might be a little different here. Well, 392, so yeah, 316 if we zoom in. So yeah, now it looks like less. I'm going to take that lightning off, put things in motion for the last hour, and then probably step away since I don't see anything imminently tornadic. I just saw we had the warnings. I know you guys get the notifications, so I want to come on over and let you know what's going on, because why not? I get bored if I don't start talking to you. I'd say the worst of this right now is in that Manny to Natchitoches corridor, a very popular storm chaser corridor, because you get that road that runs right in that way. You can kind of parallel these storms. A lot of trees too, so not good there. But we have severe thunderstorm warning number 1 up in northern Natchitoches Parish, and then across Sabine and Natchitoches Parish for the second warning, and that one looks to be a little bit more serious for our area. So I'll be watching it. If we get a tornado warning, I'm popping it right on. I will run that pre-roll commercial every once in a while when I'm doing severe weather, but trust me, if we have a tornado warning, I'm just popping on. I am going to be here in seconds, and you will not have to wait for me. All right. to get out of here for now. I will be sitting right here, so I'll be live in like 10 seconds if need be. See you then.